Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Harakal Kadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone to rule well, and Shalom to the brothers doing the work, certain truth. Yeah, it's funny, this article I found on AP, it's going into social media regulation. That's something that's been a topic for a while, for like years back, because you kind of had multiple sets of time when what's it called? They essentially tried to make it so, great restrictions on people able to use social media. And the main one is just kind of linking your real life identity, like either your ID, a credit card or something, to basically be able to access certain social media. And I remember or even having to use your real name, because I remember on YouTube, hella years back now, there was that period of time where you had to use like Google Plus, and then you'd have to put in like your actual name, like your first and last name, and then when you go to the comments, that's where it would be showing. It would be showing up underneath that name, so you wouldn't even. And they just like switch that to where it's like, if you like, you might have put a comment somewhere before, and if you didn't see it, then no, if you didn't even remember or go to check it, it would have now had your name attached to it. And then well, it's that's been the allure of like Facebook as well. Facebook has basically been, you log in, you basically put your details down, you check every you know you have your full name, etc., and it's all tied to it. And it then makes it easy to link in all these things, and basically fold it over into, the full-on beast system, because that's where all these different, you know separated technologies are basically all going to be rolled into one system. And it's going to be done through what, the Karagma, man, that mark. So it's funny, because regulation is something, because I remember, what was it, well, they're more or less looking to choke out competition and then just remain with like one big company. Because even like in the US, there's meant to be laws against monopolies, but then you have like Facebook, where they bought up WhatsApp, they bought up Instagram. They basically come to their competition, things that could take them away, uh, from Facebook itself, and then folding from Facebook itself, and then fold it, yeah, and then folding it into the same ecosystem. And it's like with Amazon. Amazon owns like Audible, Twitch, they'll have a variety of products. And then, well, it's even like Amazon Prime Video. You sign up for Amazon to get the shipping, but then it's like, if you watch TV shows, then they'll start getting info on your TV shows, and then that can flip back into, when you go to buy shit, they'll be like, oh, okay, where you want to try what you're buying this? You want to try and get some, something related to what you were watching earlier. So they're looking to have all these things linked, all these things communicating with each other. AI passing through that. But okay, I'll read the article. So it says the U.S. Surgeon General is warning there's not enough evidence to show that social media is safe for children and teens, and is calling on tech companies, parents, and caregivers to take immediate action to protect kids now. With young people's social media use near universal. Oh, okay. Yeah, with young people's social media use being near universal, its true impact on mental health but its true impact on mental health not fully understood. Dr. Vivek Murthy is asking tech companies to share data and increase transparency with researchers and the public and prioritize users' health. And obviously that data, because it was what, the Cambridge Analytica scandal that Facebook had, and I think Apple had one as well. Until they started to switch up where that data, information about you, that's a big part of the products. That's what, men are after. So these guys ain't just gonna be flinging that out willy-nilly for some researchers. Because why? They keep these things under wraps. Like as far as for how they make money, that's one of the key ways. So those things they're gonna keep to their chest. But then sounds like they'll there'll be a push over time for the government to kind of do things about it, because kids are losing their minds, man. And I was watching a video earlier. It was talking about some kid in London that does, like, he must do TikToks or whatever. And this guy is just running up in people's houses randomly, and just walking in and sitting down and just, you know, just walking through someone's front door and chilling. Which I'm just like, bro, this when I was a kid, my generation would do like what Knockdown Ginger, where you just go up, you bang on the door and then you fuck off. Now it's men are on next levels. It's like you see some of the shit that people do. Or as I remember during like the pandemic, during the lockdown, there's people going around licking, opening packs of ice cream and licking it, licking toilet seats, spitting in public food and whatnot. Like, basically, people have lost their minds, man, especially the young, because they're all after the allure, the allure of fame and being known, being a celebrity online, which really is the brains being fried, man. Like, it's a fucking overload. Like you see now, especially with, it's funny because people with kids, they'll have the kid just chilling with an iPad for like, from age fucking like what, 9, 12, 8, like 18 months. Like, the youth will just be chilling there, and then they'll have, just give them a phone, and the phone will just be on their lap, and they'll be watching YouTube, or they'll be doing something like, it's wild. But again, that's just an angle to get at the general kind of thing, to be like, yo, this is too dangerous. We need to, regulate it. We need to restrict certain things. But then that basically means it can just be used to fold into what they're setting up, the beast system, where they'll have, that charagma as a corner piece and everything revolving around it, man, moving through it. So the recognized technology companies have taken steps to try to make their platforms healthier and safer, but it's simply not enough, Murphy told the Associated Press in an interview. You can just look at age requirements where platforms have said 13 is the age at which people can start using their platforms. Yet 40% of kids 8 through 12 are on social media. How does that happen if you're actually enforcing your policies? Yeah, because I think the only enforcement they do for that is basically just having to ask you, hey, you're 13 years old, and then you can just tap the box and say yes. It don't mean a damn thing. Such as to comply with federal regulations, social media companies already ban kids under 13 from signing up to their platforms, but children have been shown to easily get around the bans, both with and without their parents' consent. But yeah, it's all these things, and funny, like the thing, the completely obvious thing is that social media is decided is it's decided is designed to get people hooked, to get people addicted, and essentially, just keeps you wrapped up in the system, and that's what's going to be used to used for chiefly anyhow. Because you have, the Black Mirror episodes like was it Freefall, where she she's got like the social credit score thing, and she's trying to yeah, she's got the social credit score thing. She's trying to make certain things happen, but then it's what does it turn out? The shit don't work out in her favor. In the end, she has to just cut the shit loose. Funny still. Yeah, it's like kids are fried. But if that's the thing, I think well, yeah. It says what policymakers need to address the harms of social media the same way they regulate things like car seats, baby formula, medication, and other products children use. So yeah, it's basically just pushing towards regulating, having a government step in. That's a big part of the draw. That's a big part of the allure. Get the government in, uh, and get them to basically, huh, yeah, get the government in. Fucking hell. And then get them to start regulating, and that basically means you're gonna have a lot of restriction. So I think in Canada there was a law they passed. Let's see. HBC 11. I can't remember what the bill is. See what just social media says. That shit ain't even running. But yeah, with these with these things being brought up, with them being highlighted, obviously social media is zapping kids' brains. But that ain't the thing that Esau cares about. The thing Esau's invested in is the system that is gonna follow what's to come, what comes later. That's the thing that's being looked at. Because what it says, Revelation 12:12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Yeah. Devil's coming down with great wrath. And that's how, a lot more things are basically going to come under that government control. And that's going to be how they're, what do you call that? How they developed, how they controlled, and then rolled in. It's like the key thing they're going for is Revelation 13 And 16, he says, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And then no man might buy or sell, save either the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Yeah, so if you ain't got that charagma, you're not going to be able to function. And that's why, everything's being centralized. All different, various facets, as far as with music, there's limited ways you can access it, limited ways that, people can get into it. All these products that kind of at one point would have offered, just a small solution. Now they're all being bought up by bigger companies and becoming part of, a whole brand, man. Like Amazon just kind of expanding in certain things. Apple as well with their devices. Where it was like, the iPhone, where they had like the iPod, they had a few other things before as well. They still had like the desktops. But then what these various, products like Apple Watch or whatever, will all keep giving an ecosystem. That's how they're gonna get you. It's get to the point where a lot of people are like, damn, can I really maneuver without X, Y, Z? And people are really gonna get worn down. That says, no man might spy or sell, save either the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Yeah. It's gonna be required, and that's the end goal. Because whenever they're discussing this, the solution is funny, and you kind of don't see much get done beforehand. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom, shalom. Yahweh Shem Shalom. Shalom.